All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations unto the legmen feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, in sincerity and truth for this great gospel coming out of our Bible. Coming out of our Bible, and we're going to kick it off with the scriptures. We're going to go to the book of Mark 3 and 24. It says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end." But have an end. And we're looking at the end of Satan's society.
Alright, so this is a video in which the quartering is going to be...
Please give me your fucking money!
Begging for money, for sure, by making coffee ads, but also racist as fuck. Like, he's just going to be super racist. I guess the grift has just led him to be the guy that says pretty racist shit so he can try to get some views. We'll see if it works. Chick-fil-A bans, quote, youths, and will require an adult to be allowed in restaurant. Parents rage.
What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. There appears to be like a national trend of
Thanks for fixing the camera, buddy.
fatigue. In particular, with anybody
I'm happy for you, Potatoes. The fatigue thing, he keeps putting the term black fatigue in everything. I am tired of this racist shit, man. We need to stomp the racism. It's just so annoying. I don't know if you can see it. Chick-fil-A has black fatigue. It's always like demonic savage. Always when there's a black person going to court or something, we can talk about that. Woke woman humiliated. He has fucking borderline Comic Sans too. Like, the state of it, the absolute state of it.
has to deal with the general public, and I don't blame them. A while back, maybe 2-3 weeks ago,
I have white fatigue. I'm fucking fatigued by white people, for real. Like this fucking guy, tired ass Jeremy.
I don't blame them. A while back, maybe 2-3 weeks ago,
I have white fatigue. I'm fucking fatigued by white people, for real.
Proverbs 29 and 2, and we're going to keep reading these verses again, right, and over again. That way you understand who's in rulership, who's in power, who has control and authority over the earth right now. The so-called white man. The so-called white man. That's why his face is on the top currency. That's why people are fleeing to his countries, looking for what? His help. When his own people, man, they looking like, man, we're tired of this. You got Esau talking about white fatigue, right? Here's Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You got Edomites mourning. You got Edomites losing things. You got Edomites losing houses, losing cars, losing jobs, losing their lives, right? And it's all leading to what the coming of our Lord, because Esau is the end of the world and what Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. This is a beautiful times we're living in.
Tired ass Jeremy. When I was a kid, okay?
2-3 weeks ago,
I have white fatigue. I'm fucking fatigued by white people, for real. Like this fucking guy, tired ass Jeremy. When I was a kid, okay? When I was a kid, you hear the racist stuff, okay? The weird shit. We've never had a quality identity outside of negative stuff we do, white folks. Wouldn't it be cool to have a quality thing? Someone put a video up, and I thought that was very true of my experience, and probably of most of yours as well, how white families drift apart once the grandparents die, because there's not like this group keeping them together. Like they just fucking... and you don't really talk to each other again? And probably of most of yours as well, how white families drift apart once the grandparents die, because there's not like this group keeping them together. Like they just fucking... and you don't really talk to each other again? That happens. What's that about? That's so interesting.
We got to go back to the book of Mark, right? Because he's speaking everything these are curses that are bestowing upon Esau, Edom. division, right? He said his grandparents, right before that, they was together. And devils was together in one unison on what? Taking over what? Native American territory, so-called Hispanic territory, kidnapping Jakes and killing Jakes, right? And then what happened? That integration, right? Esau put some in the system called integration. That's the elites, because the elites ain't integrating with a motherfucking thing, right? The elites, they know who they are. But it's these people, the regular people of the earth, man. Hey, whatever they tell us on TV, let's run with it, right? Whatever the media push, man, they gave them integration. They got them to think that everybody's equal, everybody's the same. Not knowing that was just to keep Jake safe from Esau's wickedness, right? Because everything points to the salvation of who? The Jews. Salvation of the Jews. And through integration, Esau was brought down. Esau was brought down. Jake was really brought up, man. Jake flourished, right? Jake became NBA stars, NFL stars, superstars, rap stars. Started building and taking over businesses and doing all type of things in Esau's society. And what Esau kept collapsing. That's why these Edomites, they hate seeing Jake, a successful Jake. Whenever Jake messed up, that's why he just had the Rampage Jackson, his son, beat the shit out of the Edomite, right? And what happened? All these Edomites, put him in jail. He needs to go to prison. He needs to go to jail, right? It brought out their true feelings about how they feel about Jake. I'm reading Mark 3:24, but also it's also bringing out the other Edomite, other so-called white people amongst these Edomites, because some of them might be what? The speckled birds. Some of them might be the confusion of faith. The speckled birds sprinkled amongst what? The heathens, because what they ain't feeling their family members. Right, I'm reading again. It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, Mark 3:24, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, right? These Edomites are not together no more. Right, they done separated. He said after grandma done died, man, everybody went their own ways. Everybody doing their own things. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And that's what's happening. We're looking at the end of his society. I'm reading Lamentations 4:21. and reads, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. And that's what's happening. Esau is drunken with what sufferings, the curses, right? That cup of trembling, the cup of what? Judgment.
Very true of my experience, and probably of most of yours as well, how white families drift apart once the grandparents die, because there's not like this group keeping them together. Like they just fucking, you don't really talk to each other again. That happens. What's that about? That's so interesting. So, I mean, I think that speaks to the kind of culture that we breed in each other. And it's a very atomized sort of like, you're on your fucking own, pay your own rent shit. So, like, I'm not surprised when we live in the bosom of America where white culture thrives, that's like what we're doing. Like American white culture specifically, it seems to be like there's just this, it's not really a loving environment. And I wish I could say, like, there's loving people who thrives, that's like what we're doing. Like American white culture specifically, it seems to be like there's just this, it's not really a loving environment. And I wish I could say, like, there's loving people in it for sure. Like my mom is one that stands out amongst the people, thankfully. Like I got one of them that was very nice. I mean, she has her problems, but she's nothing if not loving. I'm sure you guys can think of those people too, but it's like little pockets of your family, and it's like an isolated thing. Like we just don't have, and I'm not saying every culture is good or anything, but what they do seem to have, probably because it's in America, you live within whiteness, so you congregate and look for. They have community in ways we don't, and for some reason, people like Jeremy feel like, well, if you don't look like me, we can't have community. I can't even have it with my own fucking kids. I'm not gonna have it with you. And so that's where we're at, and it fucking sucks, man. Because now what the environment is like, people don't know if you're a safe fucking white person, and then how you just gonna be going like, yeah, I'm a safe white guy. That means you're not a safe. That's where we're at, and it fucking sucks, man. Because now what the environment is like, people don't know if you're a safe fucking white person, and then how you just gonna be going like, yeah, I'm a safe white guy. That means you're not a safe person.
I'm gonna go to the book of 2nd Ezra, 6 and 7, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first? Or when shall be the end of the first? And the beginning of it that followeth, right? The end of this society, and the end of this age, this kingdom, and the next kingdom to come. And we know this is the final kingdom. This is the last kingdom of what of the Gentiles, the heathens, right? And the last Gentile heathen to rule would be the Edomites. And they came back from what the Roman reincarnation. That deadly wound was healed, right? It says, parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, right? Who did the promises go to? It went from Abraham unto Isaac unto Jacob. It didn't go to Esau. Remember, Esau sold his birthright. Were born of him. Jacob's hand Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, because that was spiritual. He said, Come here, motherfucker. You know I'm about to take your shit. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. How we know it's the end of Esau's world? Because Esau crashing up, right? Esau losing his goddamn mind. Esau losing his riches. Hey, Esau in other countries committing atrocities, committing crimes, right? Right? It says American tourist beats Vietnam guard in the head with an iron pipe before a heist, right? Esau crashing out. Right? What the scriptures tell you, the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. Man, that's the spirit of Esau Edom. He can't change his ways. He can't change his ways, and now that poverty is hitting him, now that the curses is hitting him, he's losing his goddamn mind. He's losing his mind because he knows that his time is short. He knows that this is what the end of his world, man. This is the end of his world. Look at him. Yeah, that nigga going to jail 30 years. Let's finish with the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, where the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated to one people to another. Right? And Esau's kingdom is being translated to who? The children of Israel. This is the end of the Edomites' rulership. Shalom.